Hey guys, Luke here, and welcome back to episode 22 of my West Tigers career mode. Now, what a season this season 3 has been. It's been an incredible season. Obviously, we won the premiership last game, and it was an absolute phenomenal performance by the lads. And yeah, I was so relieved to just get it out of the way. There's a lot of question marks over, what's the future of Mr. Luke? Where's he going to be coaching next year in season 4? And, that's up in the air. We'll get to that in a few days' time. But this episode right here is just going to be going over the season in general, really. So, obviously, we won the premiership, so it's a great season. It's the best season we've had. Last season, we won the minor premiership, obviously got beat in the finals. In the first season, I think we got into the 5th spot, something like that. And then we got knocked out second week of the finals by the Storm. Now, we've had some pretty good seasons. Those aren't failures, in my opinion. Maybe the grand final loss, it felt like a failure at the time, but when you look back on it after winning the premiership now, you can say that definitely was what we kind of needed. You need to lose one before you win one, is what the saying is. Whether that's true, it remains to be seen. But yeah, I felt we were a lot more comfortable in the final, which is really good. A lot of the the young lads like Brooks and Siren and that, who didn't really control last year's one too well, they were way better. Tedesco had a great performance. I mean, just everybody really aimed up, and I think David Clemmer was a huge signing for us. Now, let's talk about the signings, because this is going to be talking about the season as a whole as opposed to just the grand final. And yeah, better talk about the signings. And the main signings that we made, I believe, was David Clemmer came in, and Jake Grenville were two huge signings for us. Now, David Clemmer, obviously we know the quality in real life. Jake Grenville in real life won a premiership, and he's been a great buy for the Cowboys. But ever since Robbie Farah left, we've kind of just been lacking that sort of star quality sort of thing. We've had a lot of good players. Obviously Tedesco, we've got a lot of players who we've made into superstars, but David Clemmer, he's a superstar of the game at the moment. He's one of the best props, and although ratings wise, he actually wasn't too good this year compared to some of the other props we've had, like to Power and that sort of stuff, but he just added that extra bit of mongrel. We already had a huge pack, one of the more dominating packs in the comp, and he just really completed it, in my opinion. And also it just added that extra little bit of depth. Keith Galloway, great player and that sort of stuff. Siaso Su, good little player there as well. Even ratings wise as well, they're great. But yeah, David Clemmer just had that impact, and you saw in the grand final how well he did actually play. I don't know if it came across, in the actual video, but if I posted up the whole game, you'd be able to see David Clemmer was huge in that game, and it was quite ironic. It was against his old club. Also, the other signing we talked about briefly, Jake Grenville there. Robbie Farah, ever since he left, we had Cameron King, who did a fantastic job there last year. We also had Mania Charrington, Joel Luwani, who've played their part as well, even in this season through injuries and that sort of stuff. But yeah, Cameron King, he was a decent player, good defender and that sort of stuff, but I felt we're just missing that real X factor. Now, Jake Grenville, he's not quite as good as what you would think, like in real life, in terms of the speed is not there for some reason on this game, and that sort of stuff, and he can't play the whole 80, but that allows Cameron King to still be in the side. Cameron King is still a quality player. He's still a great player. He could easily be starting for a lot of NRL clubs in this, on this game. But yeah, it's nice to be able to have the luxury of having two quality hookers, and Jake Grenville did a fantastic job for us, and you saw he put in a nice little grubber there for one of the tries for Elijah Taylor, who's another signing. One thing I didn't mention as well, Elijah Taylor, another forward signing. We had good players last year. Mike Cooper did a decent job, but it's effectively another prop playing in the lock position. And there's been a lot of people saying play Martin Tapau at lock, and I'm just not too keen on having another prop at lock. I prefer to have more of a ball playing lock, and I think Elijah Taylor, he can do that. He can play big minutes. He's got good motor. He can also play on the edges as well, so he's quite versatile, and I just really love Elijah Taylor as a player, and I was very happy to sign him. And yeah, I think he played a huge part. Obviously, Grenville did the grubber for him to score a try, so yeah, definitely played well. Now, in terms of captains, Aaron Woods, Chris Lawrence, I can't remember exactly which one is the captain. I'd assume Aaron Woods is the full-on captain, with Chris Lawrence as the vice captain now. Aaron Woods led by example all year. Very, very good. Now, I think what helped us this year is, if you remember last season, we had a lot of disruptions towards the back end of the season, including Aaron Woods being out for like the whole final series up until the grand final. So it was nice to have him there the whole time, and I think it definitely made a difference, not having to switch around the teams. Tedesco was another one who missed some games, and yeah, like I said, just a lot of people missing games at crucial times last year, and yeah, you saw as a result of not having to swap the team around all the time, we were able to just play the same guys week in, week out, get some momentum, get the combinations working, and yeah, as a result, we only lost one game the whole season, so not quite the invincible season, but just about the next best thing, really. Now, player of the year, it's hard to say who should get player of the year. There's a lot of good players. I mean, you can go for the wingers and that sort of stuff. Both the Guam and Noflum were great. James Tedesco was great for us as well. I mean, Siren and Brooks were good for us as well. Yeah, I mean, if I had to give one off the top of my head, I'd probably say Kevin Aguama this year. There's been a few different ones, but I think he's been really, really good for us now. Next year, I think if I'm at the Tigers, we've got a good squad to work with. If not, we've still got, I've left them in a good place, to be honest with you. Moses and Bai's great signings, up to them, or up to me, depending on where I am, where they actually play players, whether Curtis Sirenan will, whether he'll play, whether he'll go to lock, whether, Mbai play centre, who knows what will actually happen. We have to wait until next season, but yeah, we've been rambling on for about 6 minutes now. I think that's enough, really. I'd just like to say, if you did enjoy the video, hopefully did, leave a like, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter at Mr. Luke on YT, Facebook page in the description below, and coming up tomorrow will be a tries montage. There's a lot of great tries that were scored this season. I think it works well with our season. It was a great season, so like I said, there's going to be a lot of good tries, so should be quite entertaining. And then coming up after that will be a video going over the future of where we're going to be for next season, but we'll talk about that then. And like I said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you for my next video. Bye guys.